Greetings. I, of course, am the immortal Dr. Phil. Now, I really should have done this the other day, and I didn't. For the simple fact and the simple reason of it shouldn't have been able to go as far as it did. And there are factors that will explain why they went as far as they did, but they're no excuse for what I did. And it's as simple as that. And when things get on top of you like they have, like they did to me, there's no other choice than to either channel it somewhere or to completely fucking explode. And instead of channeling it to other places like I would normally, I fucking exploded. And I absolutely went berserk. If you were there, then you heard it live and you heard it all raw. My personal nature isn't like that at all. I'll yell at you and I'll have a go, but there's never anything vicious behind it. And it was vicious and it was vile. And I am disappointed in my own self for allowing me to even do that in the first place. And it came to a point, even earlier today, I pulled every single War Commander video for the last year off of my channel. Every single goddamn one. Because of this. I had no interest in doing anything else. I had no interest in actually putting anything out live to say, look, I fucked up. And I'm sorry that I fucked up. There's no excuse. There's no excuse to why. There's no excuse as to what influence I was under. I mean, I didn't get to watch it back as it was. I ended up with a copy of it. And I listened to myself. And I was absolutely mortified. Absolutely fucking horrified. And the fact that not only what I said was horrendous, I broadcasted myself on Unshackled. I didn't do it over here. I didn't do it on Facebook. I didn't go into a Facebook fucking rant like I've done in the past. I was horrible. It was abusive and unnecessary. And at the moment, all I can do is ask the community to forgive me. But it's not just the community that I've disappointed. I disappointed the one guy who put the faith in me to take care of his show. Shadow started this. I just helped him. All the technical stuff was on me. But Shadow started it. Shadow is the reason Unshackled is as big as it is. If it was just me, it'll probably wouldn't even be a quarter of what it is today. I just don't have his personality. It's like me and him have always had the thing. He was the asshole. I was the educated one. And what I did the other night wasn't educated at all. And this is why I need to get this off my chest completely. And people need to understand that although the way it was done was completely wrong, what I said was completely horrible, but a lot of it was all true. It was all true. And it's one thing that I've always done is I have tried to be and provide 100%, as close to 100% accuracy as I could. And the most that I can do is ask the community to forgive me for fucking up. Shadow pulled me as a producer. That's fine. I accept the consequences of my actions. He pulled me as admin. I have accepted the consequences of my actions. It's the same reason I got kicked off Battle Vortex. A whole bunch of shit led to the chain reaction of me getting really drunk and saying exactly what was on my chest. And it was the same thing that happened there as it has happened here. I watch it all back, and I'm mortified with myself. Have you ever gone out and been videoed by one of your mates? Yeah. And it was horrible. And then you see yourself. And you say, what the fuck was I doing? It's no excuse. It's no excuse for acting like a dumbass. And I acted like a grade A dumbass. In fact, I will go as far as to say I went to be above and beyond being a dumbass during the entire thing. Not going to lie. There's no reason to. It went out. It went out live. Everybody fucking saw it. Some people did. Some people didn't. Some people only got it third hand. Some people managed to get hold of a really bad cut of the video and see that. And that's how I managed to see it back. If anybody wants it, let me know. I'll give it to you. You can see it all. And you could just see how much of a prick I was. There is no forgiveness in what I did. There's no excuse for it at all, in the slightest. If the community wants to forgive, then I will accept it. If the community doesn't, I will accept that just as much. Because there are people that are going to say, well, if he's done it once, he'll do it again. And you're probably right. Now, I have pulled myself off of every War Commander page that I was ever on. I will offer my services as a consultant, as a backup, if either the current runners can't make a show, can't be on the show, can't hold the show for long enough, like I'd done in the past. I was the backup for Shadow on Battle Vortex. Originally, I started as the backup for Shadow on Unshackled. And when he left and stopped playing the game, I took over. And I honestly think that was a mistake. I'm a leader, not a follower. Yes, don't get me wrong. But I am much better at what I do when doing it behind the scenes. Keeping an eye on people, keeping an eye on the show, keeping an eye on the analytics, making sure everything is correct. And it's what made me blow up on Dutch. Because he wouldn't leave it alone. He kept going, and he kept going, and he kept going, and he kept going, and he kept going. He did not stop. He did not stop once I said, this is enough. I am sick of fucking hearing it. Stop it. Did he do it? No, he did not. And it comes to a point where he's praying Mr. High and Mighty, Mr. Hey, you get off of my cloud. And then all of a sudden, I mean, she can yell at me later, but he started having a go at Lady Warrior. And if anything, the one thing that you really don't start to do is you do shit like that. Is you don't pull shit on your own producers. I mean, he had the gall to say a lot of shit to her. And she told me. And the first thing that I said to her was to go and talk to Shadowkiller. Because it was out of my ballpark. I'd have booted him on the spot. I booted him on the spot on Sunday morning. However, that was overturned. And by right, you never make that kind of decision without consulting everybody else first. And I didn't do that. I got too big. And that needed to end. And it ended. If anything, I will humble myself enough to the community. And I can never apologize enough. I can ask for forgiveness and ask to be forgiven, but it doesn't mean all that much if 6 months down the line, a year down the line, somebody else pisses me off that much and I do it again. I can't guarantee that it's not going to happen again. I can't promise that it's not going to happen again. Things are just too easy. And when you're a producer and you produce the show for as long as I did, the stress gets to you. The annoying things get to you. The idiots get to you. And then out of nowhere, you're left at a position where you either curl up and die or you explode. And I'm quite better at handling those kind of factors than some people are. Some people are better at handling the emotional aspect of things than I am. I have 2 buttons. On or off. And that's it. There is no in between. The candle and the star, and that's it. I'm either one or the other. I'm not both. And I'm not in the middle of them either. And I went supernova because I had no other choice. Did I talk to anybody about it? No, I didn't. And that was wrong of me to do it. And I've accepted the consequences of that. And the consequences of that is me being completely pulled. And it was well right to do so. I violated my own core values. Violated every single goddamn one. I violated the same core values that I set down for Unshackled. And a lot of the same core values that were set down to me and Shadowkiller during our tenure on Battle Vortex. A lot of the core values there are the same. And that's the point that I need to bring across. Again and again and again and again and again and again. I was wrong. I made a mistake. And I'm paying for that mistake. And now Dutch is paying for his. Roy, I appreciate it. I really do. But it would look real bad on me if I did that. And I think it's best that I stay off with the shows. For a little while at least. I will consult with you. I will consult with your producing team on the Situation Room. I will consult with Unshackled and Unshackled's producers on War Commander Unshackled. And it's one of those things that I will assist more than I will produce. I won't produce. It's as simple as that. I don't need that thing. I don't deserve it anymore. I disappointed me. I disappointed you. I disappointed the community. And more importantly, I disappointed the guy who had that much faith in me to run his shit. And that's how I feel about it. Having had the time to sit down and have a bloody good think to myself and wonder just what the fuck I did wrong. The list is a mile long. I went off on tangents during the shows. I went off on people during the shows. I went off on fucking rants and raves and everything else. Some of it was called for, some of it wasn't. It became personal to me. And I allowed it to interfere. And that ends. If Shadow wants to put me back on, I'm sure there's a lot of shit he'll say to me in the meantime. If he wants to do that, he will do that. If he doesn't, then he won't. Because of what I did. Because I used Unshackled as a launching platform for a fucking hate-filled 40 minutes of abuse. That shit could have taken the channel down completely. I wouldn't want a loose cannon like that. I am the loose cannon, and I wouldn't want it, and neither does he. And he's about as loose as a cannon as I am. We won't say exactly how we feel. I'm a little more restrained, but we both say exactly how we feel. And for that, oops, my phone has just gone batshit fucking crazy. Stop it. That would be nice. My apologies. But to wrap up this evening, or this morning, depending on where you are in the world, I have no intentions of putting out any more videos on War Commander. I've removed a lot of the shit that I've done, removed a lot of the shit that I've said, removed myself from a lot of situations, a lot of pages, and a lot of people. Because of this. I will be more than happy to consult, and nothing more. I will be more than happy to back somebody up if they need it. But it doesn't mean that I will, in any way, shape, or form, go back to running the show again. Does it mean that I will come back to Unshackled? Maybe. Does it mean I might jump on the Situation Room? Maybe. Will it stop me from maybe asking Venom to send me the link to the show? No. To get on Unapologize Live during the show. If I have to apologize 1,000 times, I'll do it. If Shadowkiller never wants to hear from me again, I'll do that too. But at the moment, all I am right now is one man on his own. One man humbled by his community that even as I walked away begged me not to. Roy, I know. And that's another story for another day. But tonight, it's simply me. Just plain old Phil. No Doctor, no Immortal, no bullshit titles. Just me. Talking to you. There's 6 people watching right now. I I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart that I have let you down. Because that's how I feel about it. I'm not going to blob or anything like that because I don't think I'm actually capable of it. But I do feel guilty, and I feel guilty as hell. For what I said, and for what I did. And that's, again, Godscope, a story for another day. You know just as well as I do what's happened this evening. And I'll go back to sitting by my core values. Nothing personal. Get on with the game. Get on with what we all do best. No one runs the show like I ran the show. Shadowkiller runs his in completely different ways. No showrunner has ever been the same in the history of doing these. None whatsoever. And with that, I thank you all for your time. I thank you all for your messages. I thank you all for your support. And since we've dove right into this, we wrap it up with my usual enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and to make the most of every day. Peace.